What up, Bulls Nation? We've got live CHGO Bulls post-game coming up right around the corner. That wasn't pretty. Bulls fall to the Pistons 124-113. The Pistons were missing half their roster, the best half. And they said, we're going to beat you anyway, Bulls. And the Bulls let it happen. We'll break it down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls post-game. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. Oh, my goodness. CHGO Bulls post-game presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior to cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. And download the Bet365 app. Be sure to use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm Peck, Bulls _ Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam. Bam. BAWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb at the end. Will _ Gottlieb. And King of Controls, the one and only Joey C. Joey C, how much did you love that game?
I got air in my lungs. And, I feel like Jack and Titanic right under steam bread and trying to stay alive.
Yeah, and Vooch is holding the raft or the door or whatever all to himself and still chose not to breathe air. My goodness. That was a rough one. That game was drunk. That game was ugly. I guess you can credit the Bulls for making that comeback in the fourth quarter. Made a 15-0 run, cut it down to a 3-point game at one point. But I believe they never led. Yeah, the Bulls never led.
Wow.
They did not pull off the miracle like they did against the Sixers last week, where they said, we'll take one lead at any point in the 48 minutes, and it will be the final score, please.
I'll stay.
We talked to pregame like, hey, don't play down to your competition.
We did say this.
Yes, these Pistons are missing Cade. They're missing Jalen Duren. They're missing Jaden Ivey. They're missing Tobias Harris. They're missing Beef Stew. They're missing everybody. They're starting five, essentially. Duncan Robinson and a couple of, no disrespect, who else? Paul Reed, Dennis Jenkins had himself a night. One of their two-way contract players. They took it to the Bulls. They brought the fight to the Bulls from the jump. And other than a 4-minute spurt in the early fourth quarter, the Bulls said, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" That was embarrassing. And if we're being honest, at least I'm being honest, kind of hilarious.
Oh, man.
Remember 5-0? Remember that? I'm sorry. Dave, thoughts?
Yeah. Not funny to me. This sucked. You're right, man. In the pregame, we definitely said, let me speak for myself. I was like, yeah, this on paper, this looks like the Bulls should win this game. Everything's kind of set up for them. The other teams got their guys out. I was like, I trust the Bulls' depth more so than I would trust the Pistons' depth, because I knew they had, top-heavy guys, but I didn't think they had, just that depth to go with them. And then we said, you can't play down to the competition. You can't do it. We watched them do it a lot last year. A ton last year. We watched them do that. Just play right on down to those competitions. Like, how did they lose to the Jamico Saints? I don't know. How do you lose to that? I think nobody loses to them. And the Bulls found a way. Man, I hated this game, and then I enjoyed this game, and then I hated this game. It was in that kind of order. They came out, they just got punched in the face. Forget the mouth. They got punched in the whole face by Duncan Robinson. Just haymakers, just immediately. And Paul Reed, out there doing his thing on Nikola Vucevic. Look, Nikola Vucevic was pure ass tonight. Dude. Let's not even sugarcoat that. Dude. Pure D, 100% grade A ass tonight. He was trash, bro. It was not good. It was not good at all. And I would have put Matas in that category, but Matas played way better in that fourth quarter, and he started attacking more and being a little bit better for them. But I was so disappointed It's in the way the Bulls had that effort tonight, man. I was truly disappointed. It just looked like they didn't want to be out there. I didn't like Billy Donovan tonight. I didn't. I didn't like what he was doing either tonight. Like I didn't. Oh God, I just didn't like it, man. It got on my nerves so much. Too many turnovers. Guys just look, lethargic out there on the floor. I mean, the free throw shooting. I complained about the free throw shooting. You remember this? That was one of my things we did plus minus. Like, you guys got to get better at fourth quarter free throw shooting or free throw shooting in general. 19 to 28. That'd be cool if it was from the field. But no, not from the free throw line. That is 68.
That's bad.
That's not great. That's not how that goes. So I was really, really, truly disappointed in the game that they played. And again, Reed, man, 28 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and a block. He was 11 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line. That's a Vooch stat line. That's what the stat line that I'm used to seeing Vooch put up tonight. Nope, Vooch said, I ain't going to do that tonight for you, sir. Not going to happen. He had a tough game. It's the worst game I've seen him play all season long. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And I mean, 25 minutes, he was out there. Like, it was just bad, all around bad. I hated every part of it. Then the fourth quarter got fun. They definitely showed that. No, we got some fight in us. Shout out Kevin Huerter, who has been carrying the Bulls with that kind of thing as far as the fight is concerned. But, man, dude, the Pistons said, no, it's not going to be your night tonight. We told y'all not to play down to us, and now we're going to make you suffer for it.
And if I may toss it to you, go this way, because I think this is the thesis of the night, and I agree with Dave. Billy Donovan, you have to take some of this L, sir.
Yeah.
But from your fellow beat member Casey Johnson, a quote from Billy postgame, GOAT, quote, "We are not talented enough not to play desperate." Louder. Because I agree.
Because the Pistons played that way for sure.
Pistons played desperate.
Super
The Bulls
desperate.
did not. And what the hell have the Bulls done to earn not playing desperately?
Did you see the sweat dripping off Paul Reed?
Go.
Every part of that young man.
What do you make of that comment from Billy? And especially on, what do you make of that comment from Billy coming on a night when maybe he's partially responsible for the way that the Bulls look tonight?
In pregame, I was pretty optimistic about the game, but I did sprinkle in that pretty much exact line that, like, this is not a team where you have shown enough where you can show up to a game and expect to win no matter who you're playing against. This was a Bulls game where they just, like, I don't want to say they didn't play to their identity at all, because they did get downhill a bunch. I felt like they did a good job getting to the rim, but 21 turnovers, you give up 11 offensive rebounds. The Pistons shot 90 field goals. They were 13 of 30 on threes. It wasn't like they were just out of this world in any particular facet. 11 of 16 at the free throw line. That's not great. But they gave up 28 of 37 at the rim. That's 75.7%. Dave, earlier today, you were joking with me, asking me what percentage I think Jokic is shooting on twos.
Yes.
And I said 65, which is a hilariously high number.
Yeah.
And you said no, I said 75. It was like that, where it was just like everything, they were just getting to the rim completely without any resistance, unobstructed, at will.
No pun intended.
And I wrote this in our instant reactions story, which you can read on our website now. Like, the defense has not been great all season. Coming into this game, they're about 16th.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, the Bulls started the season 6-4. It wasn't like a sound the alarms type of situation. There were some concerning numbers there. Obviously, the 3-point shooting stuff, which we've talked about. This was one of those games where it was like, this is going to come back and bite them. Yeah. Like, this is one of the games where it did come back and bite them, because you can get off to a bad start and you can climb out of it. That's a slippery slope. But, like, if you are just giving up runways to the rim, I don't care how good you are on offense. I don't care how many, like, times you can get to the rim, or it's just, you're going to lose those games if you're giving up the rim like that. And there was no resistance. It was runways. It was open shots. It was offensive rebound putbacks. It was all day long. And that's, like, the basis for a good defense. The Bulls are not, like, necessarily trying to take away the rim at that level strategically, maybe in ways that they have in years past. But that, to me, was just like, you're just not going to win that way. You're just not going to win those games.
You're not. You're going to lose in that fashion. I mean, and again, this would be another game where people question why Vooch was in the fourth quarter when that was going on. Because, and I'm going to be with you on this one. Like, I was like, why is he there? I didn't understand. I understand in the sense of, okay, he helps with the offense. Okay, he's scoring. Okay, he's rebounding. None of those superpowers were evident tonight from Nikola Vucevic. And when those are gone, then that same kind of presence that he has on the interior as far as defense is concerned is going to be the same, which is me saying it's not going to be good. So what allows you to see that is the shots at the rim that Goat just talked about, or looking at Paul Reed and his stats and the career night he put up tonight. I didn't want him in there in the fourth quarter. You have to go with another kind of lineup in that way, and that's why I put, like we were just saying, some of this on Billy Donovan, because when he's playing that bad, and we've seen him do it to the guards. We watched him do it to the guards, man. I watched him say, Giddey, don't care who you are, have a seat right here. It's not going to work for you tonight, so on and so forth. But with Vooch, it has to be that way as well. You can't just do that with one and not do it with everyone else, because it really, truly affected what was going on the interior.
And just to add on with Vooch, just really quick, I mean, talk about a veteran, a multi-all-star. He had such a great opportunity tonight to set the tone of how the Bulls were going to play basketball on both sides of the ball. And they were sloppy on offense. They were lazy getting back on transition. And that was Vooch to a T tonight. I understand the guy had an off night, and he's had some great ones, and he's a double-doubles machine.
Yeah.
But we had an opportunity tonight to literally play our style of basketball, the 10 deep style of basketball, pass the ball around, and run this B-team Pistons team off the floor.
Yeah.
And it was the other way around.
It's
and I
complete
think
opposite.
And honestly, it starts with a guy like a veteran like Vooch. I'm not looking at Matas, who's a second-year player, or even Trey Jones, who's a piece guy, to make that kind of impact and set what kind of attitude we're going to have on the court. I'm looking at Vooch tonight, and it kind of was an emblematic sign of how they played the whole game.
And, we were pointing it out, especially early and often in that first half, like the Pistons, there's nobody inside.
Yeah.
There was nobody inside, and the Bulls did not take advantage of it. And
I feel like they did. I feel like they did do a good job, though, of getting to the rim. Like the points in the paint was 58 for the Bulls. That's a good number.
It's
for
a good
them,
number,
but not when you give up 66.
Exactly. And you don't have Isaiah Stewart to worry about. You don't have Jalen Duren to worry about. You don't even have Asar Thompson out there causing problems.
Yeah.
Like Vooch had every opportunity to go out there and own this game.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And I mean, it's not just that he played poorly tonight. It's been a stretch of underwhelming games now. And I see a lot of people in the comments saying, like, at what point does Billy do something about that? And we have been sitting here on the show saying, guys, he's the vet. Yeah. He's the wily vet, the trusted leader of this team. Yeah. He makes big shots in the clutch.
Huge.
Has done it many years, including earlier, wins this season.
Yeah.
He's just not going to do it. Maybe he'll throw him and Jalen out there together. Yeah. And we've seen that happen.
We did.
Then we also saw Billy go small.
We did.
And I think it was out of the gate of that fourth quarter. He had Pat at the 5, and the Bulls make a comeback there. I think tonight is valid to say, like, dude, it looked like Vooch didn't want to play. So maybe don't play him.
Yeah, I mean,
you said he looked like post trade deadline Vooch out there.
Yeah, I don't really like commenting on like how a player like is feeling about things if I don't know.
Right.
But it just didn't and I don't want to like single Vooch. We are singling Vooch out because we're talking about him specifically, but it felt like this from a lot of the guys on the team tonight. Where
we're
just
gonna
like
get to him.
the effort and just like the attention to detail and aggressiveness, physicality, like all the stuff that they've been talking about and preaching as like core pillars of their identity. I didn't really see that from anyone tonight.
Yeah, let me close it up for me on Vooch. And Vooch started off, I'm just looking at the stats here from what he did when the season first kicked off. I mean, he played incredibly well, and we praised him for it.
Yeah, we were talking pregame. He had 28 and 14 in the win against the Pistons on opening night.
He had amazing games. This is Vooch in his last 3 games. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Next game, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. And then you saw what he did tonight. We read the stats of what he did tonight. Those are his last 3 games, man. Just not good enough, bro. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. It's not good enough, man. It's just that simple. And we expect a little bit more from a double-double machine. That's a machine. I hang my hat on Vooch is going to get me 10 points, 10 rebounds. That's what he does. And I understand, like, okay, well, you give me that, then you definitely have to be out there on the floor. If it's not giving that on the floor and he's not giving that to you on the floor, then he can't really be out there to help your team, because that's what he does to help your team, man. And I got to look at Billy when those things kind of occur. But, yes, you're right. There's plenty of blame to hand out, and we're going to toss them joints.
Mr. Bad Guy in the chat. Vooch didn't come to play tonight, and the Bulls paid for it. KQ in the chat asking, should we rest Vooch now so he's ready for the playoffs? Well, he might not need to be. But and of course our pal C Red Fred talking about Vooch in the chat. C Red Fred saying Vooch is very Giddey dependent.
Maybe he is.
Interesting theory. Also, Fred was talking about Vooch, the floor spacing being a vital part of what makes Vooch.
Yes.
The good version.
Yeah.
And he did not knock down any shots as a floor spacer tonight. We'll put a pin in that and knock out our first ad break. Still plenty to get to on tonight's Bulls absolute malfunction, catastrophe, collapse against these here Pistons. Hit the like button while you listen to these words from our friends and sponsors. Even though the Bulls lost, you can still hit the like button. It's free.
It's free.
We'll be right back.
Free. You could be good.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen people be good. That's
Sure.
nice.
Yeah.
You could be great.
Uh-huh.
A guy like Will Gottlieb, he's great. But if you want games like these, you gotta be Ultra, baby.
Ultra!
Oh, Michelob Ultra is the only way, whether by a can or a bottle, once it hits your lips, it's full throttle. Vroom. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. What makes it so ultra, Dave? And why are your games so amazing? Well, one, you gotta talk to the man upstairs about that. But 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. That's what makes it ultra, y'all. It's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. And Michelob Ultra is the official American beer sponsor of your Chicago Bulls. So grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer on your Chicago Bulls. Superior game, hello. Make superior taste, hello. No matter what you're playing for, make it superior with Michelob Ultra. Be ultra magnetic.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Bet365. And right now, the early payout offer from Bet365, you're a winner if your football team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download that Bet365 app and be sure to use promo code CHGO365 when you do, because when you do that, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. Win or lose that bet, doesn't matter. You're getting the $200 in bonus bets either way. You can use those bonus bet dollars on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Plus, throughout all football season, they've got Thursday Night Football, $10 safety net bets. They've got Monday Night Football, 50% super profit boost tokens on same-game parlays, and Sunday Night Football. Yeah. The Sunday Night Football, $365,000 jackpot. Get in on it. You can double your winnings on parlays with Bet365's 100% parlay boost. What are you waiting for? Download that Bet365 app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We roll along CHGO Bulls postgame on Wednesday night. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button if you didn't do it during the break. Peck, Big Dave, Goat, and Joey on the controls, breaking this one down with you, our fellow Bulls fans. Obviously, okay, so we reamed Vooch in that first block, and I think he deserved it tonight because, that was rough. That was rough. I also think that Billy Donovan deserves some level of blame because how does his team look like that?
Yeah.
When you're starting a 4-game road trip, you've dropped 3 in a row.
Good point.
The last 2 of which you probably should have won and let go of the rope in the fourth quarter.
I feel like that's an interesting thing about this, though. To me, they had to have been looking ahead to this road trip where, you've dropped 3 in a row. Okay, you've got this Pistons team that is completely decimated with injury. You've got the Jazz. Maybe you can start to, build up some momentum again as you go on as 5 games in 7 days with the first 4 being on the road. They just got ahead of their skis. I think they were just looking too far in front of the schedule and not really thinking about the game in front of them. Other than that, I just don't know what to make of this. I mean, I don't necessarily know that at this point in the season there are too many grand conclusions that you can come to, but just watching this, because to your point, Dave, I mean, he just Vooch did not look like a guy who was really trying to win this game tonight, in the sense that he was giving forth 120% effort.
Yeah.
Or, and again, not just Vooch, a lot of people on the team.
Correct.
But just didn't feel that from anyone. And for me, I know Fred said about the shooting, to me, Vooch obviously stretches the floor, and when he's making shots, that really helps. What I didn't see from him tonight was the facilitation, moving the ball side to side. He really again, not an elite rim protector, not somebody who's going to be denying everybody at the rim, but not really providing any resistance there. And it just felt like a bad game slowly unraveled into a worse and worse and worse game. And it was, again, not just Vooch, it was a lot of players on the team. There wasn't really anybody that stood out to me. I'm glad we didn't do Goon of the Night on a loss tonight because there just wouldn't have been one.
Yeah. It would have been us.
Our pal Fred also pointed out the turnovers, and that's the other thing to me. Where it's like not all on Vooch. He had 3 turnovers, but Matas had 4. Herter and Trey each had 2. Pat, how do you have 3 turnovers when you barely dribble the basketball? But that's classic Pat Williams right there.
It was on.
You had 21 assists as a team and 21 turnovers. How the hell are you going to win a game on the road like that?
You ain't.
That's disgusting.
It's just not.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's not good at all, man. And I mean, like you said, everybody had some of this, you know what I'm saying, to put on them while they played this way. I mean, like, Lee, man. Like, I love you some Lee. I want Lee to be great. I want Lee to be awesome. But it's the days when he plays like this where it becomes so glaring how much of that Patrick Williams-sized hole is still in this Bulls offense. So it becomes very glaring sometimes. I mean, and look, 7 points and 5 rebounds and an assist, a steal, and a block. And it's funny because those are the usual numbers he puts up. So as we've learned, it goes beyond the numbers with a guy like Patrick Williams or my man Lee Patrick. You have to look at just what he's doing on the floor to impact the game. Is he boxing out? Is he going up strong for rebounds? Is he playing defense strong? Those are the things you have to look at. Is the game basically the game within the game with him? And it wasn't like that at all tonight, for him, man. Like, he struggled with that. Guys were crossing him up. He looked lost, on those several possessions on defense. The turnovers were just, par for the course, unfortunately, when he's playing like that. And it just doesn't look great. And then you're looking at other guys on Detroit who are just going crazy, who are just having incredible games for them. I mean, LeVert does that all the time. That's how he rolls. But Jenkins, man, Jenkins was doing his thing for them tonight from the first quarter on. Even Ron Holland II. Look, 9 points and 6 rebounds for that young man. But it was, again, beyond the numbers how he played. You felt that young man out there on the floor.
Yeah.
He was out there ready to start fights with his homeboy Matas. They arguing with each other. But he was aggressive, continuously attacking the rim and in the paint. So sometimes it's not what the numbers are pretty much showing you guys. Like, sometimes it's about what you can feel out there on the floor and the little dirty work that you can provide for your team. And Detroit's players got much more dirty than the Bulls did.
But also, in a funny way, did they get dirty at all? Because they all drove to the rim untouched.
Yeah,
it's like when you see a football player's jersey pristine. Oh, my God. Like, as a Bears fan, all of those times where I had to watch Aaron Rodgers walk off Soldier Field with not a single scuff mark
of dirt
on his stupid green
Nothing
and gold
on that. He's wearing white.
Like, did the Pistons ever find any resistance going inside tonight, going to the paint?
No, when I say dirty work, I mean going after those loose balls.
Yeah.
I mean playing that tough interior defense. I mean going in strong to the paint, Matt. I mean strong to the paint with that. And then not letting you do what you want to do on offense. Like, for me, that's the dirty work stuff. High-fiving the fans out there after you dunk on someone. Like, all those little kind of things. Arguing, like I said, with the opposing team. Like, they were doing all those kind of things.
Can I ask you guys a question, too, on top of this?
Okay.
Like, Paul Reed tonight, I think, is maybe a year or two older than Patrick Williams. I think he's like 25.
Okay.
This guy averages maybe 10 or 12 minutes a game. He's definitely a deeper bench guy. Mm-hmm. Had, 26 and 12 tonight?
28.
20. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He had 28
2 off his career
tonight.
high.
So tonight was a particular night when guys like a Patrick Williams can really have an opportunity to show out.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys talking a lot in the preseason about Patrick Williams has to do this and that to fit into the 10-man rotation. And I know you guys have also had the conversation of when Zach Collins comes back, does that mean is it going to eat into Jalen Smith's minutes? My question is Patrick Williams probably the odd man out of this 10-man rotation the way that he's playing right now when Zach Collins comes back?
I still think no, just because I think it's going to be hard to play two bigs together. Yeah. Like, I just don't think Billy loves doing that. Jalen obviously does stretch the floor, but he's not able to like guard the perimeter at all. The Bulls really like to switch 1 through 4 when they have the opportunity as part of their base defense, and like just you can't really switch Jalen Smith onto a guard. That's going to be a real challenge. So I think the question of like who is going to get those minutes, is there going to be some sort of like minutes share between them for backup big? I think that's an interesting question. for me, I just don't see anybody supplanting Patrick as backup 4 right now because there's nobody on the roster that's playing better. Unfortunately.
And man, that felt like a punch in the chest because that's the truth. It's like, yeah, nobody's playing better than that. And then we're looking at the play like, like that's the sad reality of the situation is that there is a lot. We say a lot hangs on the hopes of Bulls' sanity as far as the fandom of Matas Buzelis.
Yep.
A lot hangs on the Bulls team as far as what they do off the bench. Within that, even a small ball lineup or just playing a 3 or whatever, a lot of that hangs at that forward position that you only kind of have one guy of. And a guy like Lee Patrick, you don't really have anything like that on your team. You got guys you want to be like that. I want Julian Phillips to kind of step into that role and be more. I want Dalen Terry to step in and be that more, a little bit more. But you don't have it. What you do have is Lee Patrick and Patrick Williams, and we saw way too much Patrick Williams tonight.
I mean, we were kind of joking about it in that moment where Javonte Green, and shout out to our old pal Javonte. I love that he is getting minutes for this Pistons team. When he took it to Pat at the rim, made a basket, drew the and one, didn't make the free throw to complete the and one, but even still, and I think I looked to you at that moment and said, Javonte Green, better than Patrick Williams. Is he also even still better than Lee Patrick, the renamed version of this guy that Dave, fresh start, new name, because he showed us little inklings of life in preseason minutes and early regular season minutes.
Little bit.
Where we're like, okay, maybe we can turn the page, fresh chapter for Pat, go back to being a bench player where you're comfortable, just be useful as a 3-and-D guy on this team. And maybe we can begrudgingly look at that contract over the years and be like, it's not terrible if he contributes in this way and this way and that way.
Right.
And in that moment, when he just got punked at the rim by 6'0" Javonte Green, I just it all came flooding back. And I was like, my God.
Like, oh, yeah, you lost your position.
That's one of the 12 people Patrick Williams lost his job to over the last 6 years. You know what? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That made me do it.
Yes.
Oh God.
That's the first angry one of the year.
Holy.
Shows you how the Bulls have been playing. That's the first angry head throw of the year.
Now, I'm inclined to tell you from our boss, every time we can't break a monitor every time.
I cleared that by a mile.
Yeah, listen, man. We have retired saying that. It has been retired.
No, that's some great distance.
This will never happen again. That's it. But you're right, man. And it was really frustrating because on nights when guys don't have their best games per se, you kind of want those other guys to kind of pick you up a little bit. And like Ayo Dosunmu, I didn't think he had a particularly great game shooting the ball. 4 of 12 from the field. Got to 2 of 6 from the 3-point line. Like he wasn't shooting great. Played in 22 minutes, had 12 points. Wasn't, playing particularly great out there, but he was doing his best. You want guys to step up, in that situation. When you see those guys struggling, and it's got to be, the onus has to be on the other guys to have that opportunity. And that's the other frustrating part of this, guys, is they had opportunity to get out there and do it because guys were missing, guys were injured, guys were hurt. They had an opportunity to get out there and showcase. And remember, a lot of these guys are in 1-year deals. They have 1-year deals left, man. So whether they are showcasing for the Bulls or showcasing for the league, they got to go out there and put on either kind of way. And it just did not happen tonight. And it's a game against a team that had just won 7 in a row that was resting everybody on their team tonight. You had that opportunity, and they fell flat on their face. To their credit, they came back in that fourth quarter. Thank you for that. You saved my sanity with that run in the fourth quarter. I really, truly appreciate it. But then Detroit said, nah, we're not letting you back in this. This is our game. We're taking it over. And, yeah, it was just disappointing. But other guys need to really, truly step up in those times when your stars are out and the ones that you depend on are just having an off night.
Yeah, it's hard to just go through the box score and look at, okay, this guy didn't play well, this guy didn't play well. It was just a bad game from everybody. And I feel like, to me, that was the thing that stood out to me the most was this is a team, to the quote that Billy had that we talked about earlier, this is a team that is never going to be the most talented team out there, except for probably today. Sure. Today was the one chance where they had to be the more talented team. And then they just didn't play to their identity, which is what gives them the power to be able to compete with other teams. So that was just a bad all-out performance.
It was.
And I don't know, like,
I mean, Trey Jones
belaboring every individual's bad performances.
And this is where I was going with this. Like, because Trey Jones didn't have a particularly great game, but I still saw Javon Carter step up. You know what I mean? I still saw Kevin Huerter try to step up and do his thing. I watched Matas Buzelis get his stuff together and play better in that fourth quarter. So guys definitely stepped up in the absence of the other guys, not having great games. Because it's the NBA. You're going to have bad games sometimes. It's about that team effort. And it just, everybody didn't have that going tonight, man. And it felt like that from the start. That's why the Bulls did not lead at all during this game, man. So, yeah, it was a tough one. I hope they watch the tape, then burn it, and then get back to it tomorrow.
With that, let's knock out our second ad break. We will come right back and get more into this Bulls loss to the Pistons. Some interesting people raising questions in the chat about who's taking accountability in that Bulls locker room after a game like this. We'll get into that and more on the other side of this break. Hit the like button. It's free.
It's free.
Here's some ads.
For you, the people.
New sponsor alert. Today's show brought to you by Brunt Workwear. Brunt's best-selling Marin work boots are not only built for the toughest job sites, they're completely waterproof. Whether it's rain, mud, or standing water, your feet stay dry. From oily workshop floors to muddy farm fields and everywhere in between. The Marin 6-inch soft toe, this one right here, is built for workers across a variety of trades.
Shout out.
Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. True. Brunt thought that was BS, so they built tough boots that feel great from day one, no break-in, no sore feet, because people out there doing the real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability.
No.
With the temps dropping and the holidays around the corner, it's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts. Get them something built to last. That's Brunt Workwear. CHGO Bulls listeners get $10 off their order when they use promo code CHGO at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com. Promo code CHGO. Order today. Let them know that you heard it right here.
In essence, he's talking about buying things. One thing you're going to need, y'all, is that budgeting app to make sure your money is straight. And I promise you, the way you can do that is with Monarch. That's why you do it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to download apps, even though they're free, but guess what? When Monarch Money you download it, you will be happy. You will be more financially literate. You will know where your money is, where it's going, where it's coming from, who's it going to. It will show you month by month what you're doing. You want to do it by week, you can do it that way too, man. It's great for kids, great for teens, great for adults. Just planning your entire financial situation in your lives. You can know where your stocks are at. You can know where your bonds are at. All that other stuff, man. They will look out for you. It is an amazing, amazing app. How do I know this? Because it was named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. That's this year. So get control over your financial services and situations with Monarch Money. Use the code CHGO at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code CHGO.
CHGO Bulls still hanging out live post game with you, our fellow Bulls Nation members, trying to shake off that rough one. Drink up if you got them.
I know it's going to make them feel better.
What's that, Dave?
It's definitely going to make me feel better.
What's that?
Is I'm going to be sitting in the sweet. The official CHGO basketball sweet takeover. Why? Because Derrick Rose is going into the rafters. If you guys were following along on CHGO Bulls Twitter page yesterday, you saw the Joakim Noah takeover, and Derrick Rose are making an appearance in there, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? He will be making another appearance January 24th with Joakim Noah, because the Bulls will be taking on the Joakim Noahs. It doesn't matter. They're taking on the Boston Celtics, but again, it doesn't matter.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? Oh, Noah's Matt would know what to do with himself. Yep, that's one thing he'll do. But it's happening January 24th. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This event, it's sold out. Oh, the diehards, ladies and gentlemen, the diehard. I told y'all time and time again, you better get it in, because we knew what was happening now and then. It's going to be the diehards. And they said, we want to go. We want to hang out with you, Big Dave. And I said, yes, come get these hugs and watch that Rose number go right up in here into the rafters. We're going to be putting our ones up, man. And I can't wait to see y'all there January 24th. Thank y'all. That was awesome. You sold out like that. Y'all are awesome for that, man, for real. We'll see. Maybe we'll have some other tickets available So just stay tuned to allchgo.com. Stay tuned to this show to keep finding out. But as of right now, the diehards did the diehard thing, all right? But we'll see y'all there, man. January 24th, Derrick Rose in the rafters. This is a top shelf event. The Sweet Takeover.
Speaking of D-Rose and Joakim, y'all, if you haven't watched it yet, Joakim is now a travel vlog guy, and episode 1 just dropped yesterday. His show is called Nomad. A guy traveling the world, basketball culture, and everything in between. And it was amazing. Just him and D-Rose talking about the old days, talking about family, fatherhood. Joakim hanging out at Mr. Beef, learning how to make a perfect Italian beef sandwich. It was great.
If you were able to,
Yeah.
would you follow Joakim Noah to
To the gates of hell?
Going?
Yes, I would.
Okay. To where he's going as far as these different places on his nomadic journey.
If I got like a, hey, come along +1 invite?
No. If you're just watching the show and you're like, oh, Joakim Noah went to this place, I'm going to go visit that same place right now.
Not with him.
Not with him.
Okay. At first I was like, duh. Yes, but
that's because you said gates of hell and everything's shut off in your head.
I mean, also, Joakim is like a son of the world. Like, we all know how global he is.
Yeah.
French and Cameroonian father, Swedish mother. Grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Like, he's got roots all over the place and homes all over the place. And he's been to a lot of cool places that I've never been to.
True.
So, heck yeah. I'd just make a list.
Yeah.
Chicago? I got that one. That was episode 1.
Mr. Beef?
Of Joakim's show, Nomad, about his crazy world travels and adventures. But, I mean, the next place he goes, I'm sure, is a place that I will be jealous that he has gotten to experience, and I probably haven't.
Okay.
Anyway, back to tonight's game and this 4 now game skid that the Bulls are on. NJ Hawk 40 in the chat asking, who is the leader of this team? They need to answer that. And shout out to one of our regulars, always in the chat, Rob, asking who in that Bulls locker room is holding the group accountable for playing like bleep tonight. This type of effort cannot be let go. And who's holding people accountable in the locker room tonight is a good question after a game like that. Because is it Billy yelling at his guys? Does Billy also need to, shoulder some of the blame for the way that they were ill prepared for this? Absolutely. So it's like, can you take a tongue lashing from somebody who is equally responsible for what you all just did together and let happen together? The same could be said for Vooch, veteran leader of this team, played like junk tonight.
He did.
Do you think his teammates want to hear a lecture from Vooch tonight after the effort that they saw him put forth? It's a good question of who gets the ducks in a row after a game like that? Might have to be like a communal team, we can all do better thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I could say who's holding who accountable, because to your point, it didn't seem like anybody really played to their level. It's more just got to be an accountability thing. And Joel Lorenzi just tweeted a quote from Donovan. He said, "You see these guys do what they've done for the last 10 games, competing at a level necessary for our team to play like they did today. I got to put myself in there and take ownership. I'm coaching the team, something messaging wise before the game we didn't respond to." I think that's the kind of leadership you're looking for. Is
you know what? Yeah.
Look, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just raising my hand and saying, look, we did not get this right.
Yeah.
And to me, that's probably the best form of leadership that can come out of this game, right?
And the other part too is that we highlighted it when things were going great with this team, that this team also said we have things to improve on. They were trying to be even keel about this. So I understand that as Bulls fans, we're incredibly disappointed, and we want to throw this team into Lake Michigan right now. But inside the locker room, right, they should just try and keep this as even keel as possible.
Sure.
The night that you play great, you have things to improve upon. The night that you play like tonight, you have things to improve on. Nothing really changes. The mission is still the same, and hopefully that's the attitude that they're having of not ringing some alarm bell. And I see people in here saying they need to have a players-only meeting.
Oh,
that's
no.
Not, it's just not. That's not how it works.
No.
That's not how it works.
No.
Good times, bad times.
No.
You have to keep an even keel on that trust
Think
in what you're
back
trying
to
to do.
what I was saying when they won their 4th game in a row and their 5th game in a row. It was, wow, I'm impressed by the fact that Giddey is coming out here and saying, look, we won 4 in a row, but we know what it can be like on the other side of it too.
Sure did.
And we're not getting too high, we're not getting too low, all this stuff. They were so level-headed throughout that 5-game win streak that it was really impressive to me. And I was even asking questions to Billy and some of the other players, like, is it impressive to you that this group of really young players is able to stay so level-headed? So I don't think that they're going to be like freaking out about this in that way about a loss, but certainly to your point, Joey, there's more things that you have to be worried about fixing after a game like today. But to me, it wasn't like we need to correct all these little details. To me, it was the big picture. Our style of play was absent tonight. The identity was absent tonight. They did a good job driving. I will give them credit for that. And it's not like I thought they played horrible offensively, but like you saw in the fourth quarter when they went on that 15-0 run, it was like, oh yeah, you can get a stop and a steal and a run out. You can get a charge. You can get like all these things that are contributing to the runs that build the momentum that allows them to play to the identity that they have been playing to. And, you know, pointing out an error in a defensive rotation is one thing, but like, where was and I've never really been like a huge, like, you've got to want it more guy. Like, to me, effort is a non-negotiable. It's a given in professional sports. Oftentimes that doesn't end up being the case, but like, to me, that's got to be there. And tonight it just wasn't.
I mean, there is undoubtedly some of it when you just look and you see the Pistons on the tips of their toes and the Bulls on their heels. Like in like a 80-20 ratio of whether it was on offense, defense, or there's some sort of loose ball situation, the Pistons were the team that got to that ball or won that moment 8 times out of 10.
That's true.
Which, you know, just isn't great. You said, you know, the Bulls did not play to their identity, and that's part of the reason they lost. I agree. The playing their style was absent. Big Dave, how much do you put with their style of play was absent right alongside Josh Giddey was absent?
That's a great question. But identity should already still be established, even though that guy isn't there. Because you can say
isn't that kind of what they're preaching?
Yeah, you can say the same thing about what you saw from the Pistons tonight immediately. Was Cade Cunningham out there? Was Jalen Duran out there? Was Beef Stew out there? Those dudes are absolutely, was Asur Thompson out there? Those dudes are absolutely the identity of how that team wants to play. But yet they weren't there, but the identity never changes. And we've heard AK talk about this, building the culture, you know what I'm saying, of the team. Basically having something already established, so no matter what, you know this is the way that you're going to play. I bring up the Heat for that all the time. Yes, you don't want to hear the word Heat culture and see it written on the floor, but they have a culture in the way that they play and the way they attack and the way they do things. So it doesn't matter who's out there on the floor. This is how we're going to play each and every night. If you can go back to the 90s when Jordan left, guess what? That identity didn't change. You knew how you're going to play each and every night, no matter what. So that's just how it is. When you see Steph Curry off the floor, you know, for the Golden State Warriors, I mean, they play the same way. You know what I mean? The same way, that same culture, that same identity is there. So the Bulls are still kind of developing it. They're further along, for sure, in that style. But it should still be there no matter what. If you lose and you're playing that style, it's fine. That's why it wasn't so hard to take those losses that they had, Matt. Because it was the way they played. Like, even that loss against the Knicks that they had. I was like, oh, the Knicks went crazy, but the Bulls still fought, you know, fighting. You saw some of that identity in this game when they came back in that fourth quarter and went on that 26-5 run. That was part of that fighting identity and that culture of that team right there. And they kind of just let go of the rope, as you guys often say. But that's how it should be. It shouldn't matter that Josh Giddey isn't there. No, yes, it can be better if Josh Giddey is out there. When you have better players, you play better, without a doubt. But the way you approach the game and how you play out there game after game is all mental. And that is on you. And the Bulls have to have that established when they're coming out to play.
Good point by Philip in the chat, Goat, who said they didn't need Giddey to be out there for them to play to their identity against the Spurs. And while we know that the Bulls did not shoot well and execute well offensively in the fourth quarter against the Spurs Monday, and that is the biggest reason they lost a winnable game, I think for large stretches of that game, the Bulls did play to their identity without Josh Giddey on the floor.
Agreed.
The Bulls put up 113 points tonight. They had a 107.7 offensive rating. That's not great.
Not good.
But they missed 9 free throws. You make 6 or 7 of those, that changes the outlook of things. They shot 36.4% on threes. They're a 39-40% three-point shooting team this year. Maybe make one more, and you know that's another 10 points right there. Let's just call it 123 points a game. You know, that's not even to mention the turnovers, like of which they had 21 I don't think this was like a disastrous offensive game. To me, and to answer the question about Giddey, like the problem today was the defense. There was zero resistance, and I don't think Giddey is like changing your outcome or your fate there too much. Like I think he's done a good job to like be more competitive on that end, try to use his length and his IQ to be in the right place and just try to alter shots. I think if he's doing that, like you're happy with it, but missing him and saying like, okay, you're going to play this poorly defensively. Like I don't think that's the issue with the way that they played tonight. Maybe if they had Giddey, they would have been like more locked in and that could have changed things. They needed to be a much better defensive team. I just don't think you're winning games when you're giving up 66 points in the paint. I don't think you're winning games when you're giving up, 35 shots at the rim, 37 shots at the rim.
And letting them convert at like a 75% clip or whatever.
Paul Reed had 28 points.
Paul Reed.
It's just that's not
Shot town.
tenable. Like the defense is the problem here to me. I think the offense is going to come and go. It's going to be like within some range of where it can't speak. Within some range of where it ends up typically, and this probably was on the lower end of that. But the defense was a disaster tonight, and that's something that I don't think any one person is coming to say. Like Coby's not saving the defense, he's not saving the defense, and frankly, like Zach Collins was great last year defensively. He's not saving the defense either. The perimeter defense needs to be a lot better. The resistance needs to be a lot better. They can't just be giving up the runway because they don't have rim protectors like that.
Yeah, real quick, because I'll be remiss if I didn't do this, but shout out to Paul Reed, the Paul Blue Demon. Paul Reed, my brother, is a season ticket holder. I have to do that for him. Shout out Paul Reed tonight. Shout out to Paul Blue Demons, man.
He was athletic. He was strong. Like he brought energy.
Bro,
like,
he was something else tonight.
Give me some of that.
It was I'm going up for the shot. And it was just the second chances they were getting as well.
He had that one
the domination of that.
Where he rolled to the basket and got like a terrible bounce pass like at his ankles.
Right.
And like he had to turn the wrong way to catch it. He was just like outstanding tonight. He also had 6 offensive rebounds. He had 6 assists. Like he was just absolutely dominant.
Dog.
There was just no resistance. Dennis Jenkins in the first quarter was like just lighting them up at the basket. There was nobody there. When you combine all that stuff, like the Bulls with their solid play, if they are giving up a ton of shots at the rim, but they're not turning it over, they're not fouling teams, they're not, missing free throws, they're hitting their threes, you can overcome. I think in the past I've kind of gotten a little bit obsessed with the like 3-point battle, for example, where you're losing by 27 points on threes, you're just kind of screwed. I do think that the more I listen to the way that Billy talks about this kind of formula that he's playing with, you can overcome a bad shooting night. You can overcome a night where you give up a lot of shots at the rim. You can't do that if all of the other things are going poorly. And that was kind of the case tonight. They weren't able to overcompensate for the shots at the rim with their own 3-point shooting or their own free throw attempts or with their own lack of turnovers. It was just everything was kind of a disaster. But to me, the defense, as I said at the top, like that's been some shaky stuff I think all year. To me, this was one of those games where it's like, okay, this is actually a real problem that we are not seeing like a way out of, to me, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Reed and Dennis Jenkins, and no disrespect intended, but just highlighting who those names are versus the, came into this game 9-2 actual Detroit Pistons and the starting 5 that they want out there every night. Paul Reed and Dennis Jenkins combined for 46 points on 20 of 32 from the field.
When I think
How
super
can the Bulls,
teams, I think Jenkins.
I
think Reed. I think
I feel bad for Bulls fans who thought through 3 or 4 games that this team's defense was real. And it might get better. It could get better. Tonight was a bad night. They've had better nights defensively.
But like, okay, I think through the first 10 games, they were 16th in the league. I think I would be pretty pleased with that outcome.
Over the moon.
The problem is the last 2 weeks, they've been 23rd, I think.
Yeah.
And
which
so
is
it's like,
which is closer to where I expected them to be over a full 82-game season.
When you're winning and you're 10th or 15th, and when you're losing and you're 23rd, it's like over the course of the season, that's going to average out somewhere in the middle. But like, you do have to reach a certain baseline where even in losses, you're not giving up, 129 points per 100. That's just not sustainable. You can't win games in the NBA like that, no matter how well you play offensively.
And that's what I think can be true just as a larger perspective through now 11 games. You start 5-0. You're 1-5 in the 6 games since that 5-0 start. Mm-hmm. You are now 6-5. Mm-hmm. The believers, through those first 5 games, boy, did they have fun, and I was so happy for them. I was having fun right along with them.
It's a good time.
But I know there are more shoes that come along with the Bulls season, not just the one pair.
Yeah.
Other shoes will drop.
Sure.
They might be a shoe that you like. They might be a shoe where you're like, yo, somebody needed to throw that ugly-ass shoe away in the trash a long time ago.
Not a brunch shoe, though.
But I no, never. Those are flawless.
Never brunch.
But and then these 1-5 stretch of games, I see sky is falling kind of comments in the chat, and I'm not ragging the 5-0. Oh my God, the Bulls are going to be a top 3 seed in the East, people, and I'm not ragging the 1-5. Oh my God, sky is falling. This team is trash, people.
Right.
You're Bulls fans. You're entitled to be optimist or pessimist, believe in this, not believe in that. I kind of thought coming into the season it was going to end up somewhere in the middle, because that's kind of what the Bulls' MO is. Mm-hmm. Until this roster gets something different, or one of the players on this roster takes an astronomical leap of improvement from what we have known them to be into something totally different and better, which Josh Giddey looked like he may have been doing through the first 5 or 6 or 7 games of this season. Then they're going to be a mid-team because they got mid-level talent. So, don't get too high, don't get too low. We're Bulls fans. We're very comfortable in the middle because we're used to it. Hey, look, we're 6-5.
Yeah.
Hello, play-in tournament friends. Hawks, Raptors, how you doing?
I love the 5-0. That was great.
It was great.
Winning is always fun.
Especially at the start of the season.
Yes. It is so much
Loved
fun,
it.
man. It is the best. And also, just looking at the schedule coming up, the Bulls definitely have a chance to rack up some wins, hopefully. You thought you were going to get one tonight, but you didn't. But hopefully you thought they have a chance to get it back together. Giddey will be back on Sunday. He's playing. And Coby White is right around the corner from that. And they're going to get Zach Collins back soon, too. So they have a chance to hopefully get this together and just not put on these type of performances. Again, for me, it's not the loss, man. It's the way you looking at, man. I always complain about effort on here. That's my thing. I need to see effort.
Yeah.
I'm cool with loss. Losses happen, but what does it look like? Are you out there on the floor putting in that effort? That's what was frustrating tonight. It just didn't look like it was happening with 48 minutes of intensity.
There were certainly not 48 minutes of
No.
intensity.
Norm
Go ahead.
rolling in his resting place. We got a couple of super chats. We
Super
shout those
chats.
out now. Our guy Prison Mike loves our Cola with a $5 super chat saying 1-5 in our last 6. To quote Eminem, snap back to reality.
Whoop.
The Dementors are back. Need an RC Cola frowny face. And RC Cola always helps
It
with
does.
the Dementors and all of the problems that they cause.
Yes.
It's almost as good as a Patronus. Expecto Arceum! And then the Dementors go scattering away. NJ Hawk 40 with a super chat, $5. Appreciate you. Saying, to quote JB Bickerstaff when he was with the Cavs, the Bulls didn't respect the game. Disrespectful mentality. Bulls deserved this first super chat. Well, thank you for your first super chat. And I think you're right. I mean, Bulls deserve this as in they deserve the result. Because for a second there, and Big Dave, you were loving that comeback in the fourth quarter.
Oh, thank you.
Loving it. And I was sitting there
me.
timing it, like, wow, this was an ugly game. And maybe, I was doing the same thing against the Sixers last week, and then they won. And I was like, oh, my God, they won.
Yeah.
I don't think that they deserved to have that comeback come to fruition.
Sure.
Because for the large majority of this game, I felt the Bulls not only didn't execute well, they did not put forth the required amount of effort.
I agree.
To win this game. I don't care who is out and who is in on that other team.
You know who did deserve it? Me. I deserve to see that.
Dave did deserve to see
I
that.
deserved to see that and needed to see that. It was very vital and very important to me.
Well, and I think also it's a good thing for the Bulls to learn the lesson of if we get down 20, we're going to be okay because we can pull out. You can't always do that.
No.
And you can't.
Shouldn't.
You can't always do that. And so you can't
Shouldn't
always
make that part of your
put
game
yourself
plan.
in that kind of a hole. You have to play to who you are for 48 minutes or for at least 24 minutes or 36. You can't do it for a bad quarter.
Yeah.
You can't just not play for 3 quarters and then show up and expect to win every game.
It's true.
I don't care who you're playing against.
Yeah. It's a fact. These are facts that Will the Go Gottlieb is spitting right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Wait, you wanted to say something earlier when we were talking about Joakim Noah.
I was wondering if Matt will ever love a player the way he loved Joakim.
Oh.
It wasn't like it
Oh,
wasn't like an actual question. It was more of a
that is an
rhetorical.
actual question though. Like, will he ever love a player as much as he loves Joakim Noah? I don't know, man.
I hope for your sake you do.
Let me tell you, because dude, when we came, yo, when he was putting together all the tweets, or just watching, the video of Joakim Noah.
Oh, episode 1 of Nomad.
Yes, he's watching episode 1 of Nomad.
Go watch it, y'all.
He's sitting over there, at the desk.
Just smiling, a single tear.
I walked by, and he just kind of stopped. He just looked up at me, and he had this look on his face. And I'm like, yo, man, what's wrong? I thought something was wrong. Like, he had a look like, and I'm like, he's like, no, just watching Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose right now do stuff.
Wistful?
He was
And
just
if you go and look,
emotional. He was like, I'm an emotional wreck right now.
if you go and
Man.
look on Twitter on Matt's Twitter page and you click on his profile picture, you'll see a picture of him and Joakim Noah together.
Yes.
And that day, I don't know. I haven't been at every single day of your life, Matt. but I find it hard to believe that there have been very many
I
better
don't
days than
know
that one.
the amount
you
of
met
days that are
Joakim-
like the 2 days that I met my first and second 2 nieces when they were newborns.
Yeah.
Like that, those win. Those are first and second place.
Got you.
As a kid, watching the Bulls win championships, plural.
Woo.
That's up there.
That's up there.
I was in the Madhouse for Game 1 of the '97 Finals when MJ hit a buzzer beater.
Amazing.
Like that was part of that was a day that I lived in my life. I was at Game 1 of the 11 conference finals when Taj Gibson destroyed Dwayne Wade's soul.
Oh.
I was in the Madhouse for that. I've had some great moments as a Bulls fan in my life, and I've had plenty of great non-Bulls fan moments in my life. But meeting Joakim in Paris, top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
There's a reason that has been my bio, my Twitter bio pic.
It will be.
Since the day it happened.
It will be.
It's never changing, y'all.
No, it won't.
Unless it is an inception picture of me wearing another shirt that is a picture of me and Joakim where his arm is around me and I'm wearing the shirt of the first time he had his arm around me.
Yeah, man. That was a great moment.
It was a great moment, and the moment afterwards where he realized what moment that was, and you guys just hugged in the streets of Paris, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Matt, dude, he
That was
fell to his
beautiful.
knees and he just cried. And he thanked me for,
Being
facilitating. And I was like, come on, man. And then it's definitely a picture of us. Like embracing and hugging.
I've got a bunch of pictures.
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
definitely a picture of us doing that, man.
Yeah.
It was such a great moment.
Shout out to our guy, Fresh Bulls fan, aka Clem. Oh my God, yes, that day in Paris was incredible. Yeah, you were there.
Incredible, dog. He was.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, man. That was an
Yeah,
incredible.
because guess
day.
what? Clem's got a very similar picture of him and Joakim that night.
Oh, right, he does. And Lou Aldane, because he met Lou Aldane also.
Even better.
I think that next day, because Lou was there the next day.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. So
Wait, real quick, Big Dave, who's your Joakim in your life?
I don't know if
Player-wise.
to that level, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have it.
You will one day.
I mean, I have favorite players. I know who my favorite players are.
I hope everyone finds a Joakim.
Yeah, for real. In any aspect of your life, whether it's business, relationship, whatever, find your Joakim Noah. Find somebody that looks at you the way Matt looks at Joakim Noah. All right? And that's not a joke. Watch how that man looks at Joakim Noah. It's not a joke,
I'll show you a
man.
picture after we close out.
I'll tell you the story.
It was
Don't worry.
tremendous.
I'll tell you the story.
It was tremendous.
It was
So,
tremendous. It was.
To wrap things up here and bring it back to what matters, my love for Joakim is well known. We
I
don't
want
need
to listen to Eagle Eye
talk
Cherry
about it.
when I look at these photos.
Oh my God! I mean, sometimes you just have to save tonight, Joey, and
Fight break of dawn.
you gotta fight the break of dawn. If I'm hanging out with Joakim, I am fighting that break of dawn.
Oh.
I never want it to end.
Punching that dawn
What's
right
the first
in the
song you're
face.
playing hanging out with Joakim Noah? Like, you go to the jukebox, what you putting on?
Probably "Mellow Mood" by Marley.
Oh, okay. All right.
Joakim's a big Bob Marley guy.
He is a big Bob Marley guy.
Yeah.
Nice one. Good
The only answer I would have
Well,
guessed.
I shout out to our friends at Sunnyside.
Yes.
I don't partake as much as I did in my youth, especially of the flower variety.
Shout out to the
I
youths.
am an aging gummy person now, but I mean, that was one of my favorite parts of that first episode of Joakim's Nomad. It's just like wherever he was, streets of Chicago, hanging out in the alley behind Mr. Beef with the staff of Mr. Beef, like light him up. Oh, where'd you get this joint from? Oh, my granddad gave it to me. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, this is pretty good weed. Joakim is a lover and appreciator of good ganja.
It's true.
I mean,
it's true.
As have I been for many years of my life.
My man, we all know his future Bulls Hall of Famer, Johnny Furphy.
Oh, God.
Johnny Furphy! The Furfinator!
The Furfinator is inevitable.
None greater.
Nothing greater than
None greater than the Furfinator.
All right, so the Bulls are off for a few days now. I think they said that they're going to try and get in a full contact practice on Friday.
Okay.
Before hitting the road to Utah. Is that right, Goat?
I don't know exactly what their schedule will be. There's no media tomorrow, so we won't hear about Coby's update, but he's supposed to be practicing over the next couple of days, so that's obviously
fingers crossed.
Good news. I'm sure we'll have practice on Thursday or Friday, if not both. And then they will probably ship out Friday for the road trip.
Okay. Ship out. My God, sounds like they're going to Nam. And look, the first game of that 3-game trip out west, Utah might look like the easiest opponent, easiest potential win.
Shout out loud.
Because you also got to play the Blazers, who were playing well.
Yep.
And maybe the Bulls throw that one because we want that draft pick.
No.
And you got to play Denver.
Oh.
They real good.
They real good.
OT.
They real good.
Check out allchgo.com for that bonus content.
That boy joking. Lord.
Utah also, like, they're not great. They're not terrible. They're 4-7.
Yeah,
and they've got some actually pretty impressive wins where they've looked decent.
Texas Ranger though.
No Ranger out there.
That sucks.
Filipowski's there, and of course Ace Bailey is there for sure, man. So
and Lowry
definitely can't wait to watch that. But Lowry goes without question. Lowry. All right, still averaging 30.
We will get out of here for tonight. Thank you, Bulls Nation, for hanging out with us, even on the nights where they take an L and it was as ugly as this L. And let's hope that this was the ugliest L of the season, because that wasn't fun
at all.
We are here for y'all either way. Every night, rain or shine, win or loss. Follow Will the Go Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Instant reactions from Goat and Dave and myself are already up and free for all to read. But you should become a diehard so you can read all of Goat stuff and the very best of it. Inside access, diehard only content and coverage of your team. Big Dave is a BWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls, and we are back tomorrow with a live pod.
We are
4:30 Central Time, usual time. Maybe we'll talk a little Noah Asenge. Windy City Bulls looking good last night.
Shout out to the Blackhawks, ladies and gentlemen. We have a game going.
Bedard.
That's right.
Bedard's already on the board
I believe
tonight.
are up 1-0
at
first
Connor
intermission.
1-0, Connor Bedard.
Against the Devils, who are good.
Yeah.
I think their record is like 11-4-1. New Jersey Devils. Hawks are up 1-0 on them at the end of the first period. Our CHGO Blackhawks crew will be here on this very set for a late night CHGO Blackhawks postgame for y'all CHGO Sports and Chicago Sports sickos who can't get enough. We appreciate you. We love you. So that's still ahead tonight, and then we're back tomorrow at 4:30 live pod. Have a great Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We will see you tomorrow. Shout out to our guy, King of the Controls, Joey C. That's rocking with us as always.
For sure it was Friday.
See Red be good.
Peace. Love y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.